And we're back to talk about crime and sociological theory. All right, so we have our standard three sociological paradigms here, but we have a lot of theory this particular chapter. So that's why we're doing it this way. So you will notice that on the slide here, I have some of these in bold and some of them not in bold. I would note the ones that are in bold. Those are probably on your exam. That's probably why they're bold. But I have all of them on here just so you can contextualize what everything is. So we'll be going over the bolded theories in these little mini lectures today. So just focus on those, okay? So we're opening with our symbolic interactionism paradigm. And there are two theories that I really need you to understand in this one. The first is the idea of labeling theory. So what does this mean? It's kind of this idea that if you label a person as something, they become that thing, right? So if you're a kid in school and all of your teachers start labeling you the troublemaker, what are you going to turn into? The troublemaker, right? We kind of fill into these roles that we're assigned. So we have the formal definition here, the reactions of others, particularly those in power who can determine labels, right? And this can apply in adult land too, right? If somebody's been arrested and they're labeled as a criminal, if they start to internalize that, remember that secondary deviance, they're going to start acting like a criminal. People become what you tell them they are. Okay, that's the theory there. The other important theory with symbolic interactionism is differential association theory, which sounds very fancy. But basically, it says that the people you surround yourself with have the most influence on whether or not you become a criminal or deviant or whatever it is. So if you are surrounded by people who do not take the law seriously, who are frequently arrested, or who are frequently engaging in acts that are considered deviant or unlawful, you're going to become that way too, right? If your entire world is full of people who do not take the law seriously, who do not think you have to obey the law, then you're going to start to internalize that as well, right? So those are the two primary ones here. We do also have control theory, but we won't be going over that this term. Got to cut it off somewhere. So let's pop into the next section here. Now we have functionalism, which is a lot of your favorites, so this should be interesting. We have strain theory. That's the really important one to understand here from Robert Merton. Very appreciative. So this is literally that people have to strain to reach things, right? So this is a lack of socially acceptable ways to meet your goals, okay? So there are socially accepted goals that can exist, like having a house and having 2 cars, right? That is a socially acceptable goal. Nobody's gonna have a problem with that goal. The way you go about doing that, there are also socially acceptable ways to do that, like by getting a job, right? That's how you're supposed to do that, but not everybody does it that way. So if you do not have a socially acceptable way to achieve those goals, to get your house, to get your 2 cars, to get whatever it is you want in life, this theory says that you are going to strain against that and say, no, I want this goal that society has told me I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to go outside of what society thinks is normal to obtain that goal. So you're literally straining to reach for something that you've been told you can have by society, that it's okay, but you don't have the tools or ability to actually do it properly. You can't do it the way that you're supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to by society, right? So a lack of ways to reach socially accepted goals by accepted methods. Okay, so that's the idea behind strain theory. And then, of course, as always, we end with conflict. We have unequal system, Karl Marx. That's really just conflict theory applied to crime and deviance. But the part that I want you to focus on is C. Wright Mills and the concept of the power elite. Yeah, he's back. I know, our favorite person, he's back. So the power elite. So if we think of a pyramid, if we think of all of humanity as existing in a pyramid, the power elite are the people on the tippy top. The tippy top, right? All of us are down way lower in that pyramid, right? We're just normal folks. But the power elite, these are people like Congress. These are people like Fortune 500s, right? Big, powerful, important people. And his idea is that that group of people are the people who define deviance, right? And the way that they define deviance are in ways that maintain the system that got them to where they are. So they're going to define things as deviant if it's going to in any way hurt their ability to remain there. Okay, lots of examples of this. It's probably one of the easier concepts to understand. You know, if you get to the top of that pyramid, you're going to do whatever you can to stay in the top of that pyramid. And that's the theory behind the power elite with C. Wright Mills. You're welcome to look over the slides, the other theories. They're interesting, they're good to have, but for the purposes of this class, you do not need to know those other theories, just the ones that went over with you in bold. See you next time.